Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's reading, we're doing how are your haters, enemies crashing out in this current moment? And warning, if the title of this video is very explicit, heartbreaking, cold, or just not your taste in readings, please feel free to skip on this. Okay, this is a reading for entertainment and healing purposes. So to get that out the way, we have here three beautiful pals. We have here pal number 1, pal number 2, and pal number 3. Please pause the video if needed. Let's go. So for the viewers that picked pal number 1, let's find out how are your haters or enemies crashing out. Let's see. How is my pal number 1's haters or enemies crashing out right now? Somebody here has like a hater or an enemy that just like maybe they left you out in the cold for maybe somebody else, or for like a job, or like for some money, or like for an opportunity. The opportunity did not go through for them. I don't know who needed to hear that. If you felt like somebody took advantage of you over an opportunity, money, a career opportunity, I'm here to let you know they did not receive that opportunity that they left you behind for. So it kind of was like a stab in their own back. You have a hater or enemy that's a Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, Sagittarius, and this hater is crashing out because they're finding themselves alone in a moment where they need people. So this person might be going through a lot of changes alone, or not have people that are necessarily there for them in this current moment. They have people that are changing on them, people that are not putting them first like they are putting them. Let's see. How is my pal number 1's haters and enemies crashing out? Somebody here is very lonely. I don't know, maybe they made you feel very lonely or left out, or like not involved. I see multiple haters here, multiple enemies, pile number 1. I feel like you're the pile that maybe has had differences with many different people. You've had differences or conflicts with many different people, and it could have also, you could have also felt like you were probably the problem because so many people were falling out with you. But honestly, I feel here like you were just paving the way for better people to come towards you. I'm here to let you know your haters have not won against you. A lot of people be saying no because people do wrong and they never get karma. Sometimes we're not there to see people's karmas. Like, we're not there to see the fruits of other people. And honestly, there's some people that don't believe in karma, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it doesn't happen for them. So just because somebody might not believe in karma or might not think what they did was wrong doesn't mean that they're not going to get the same energy back, because you are a reflection of your life, is a reflection of who you are. Always. All right? Someone here has an ex that was a hater or an enemy. This person, they're crashing out because of their finances in this current moment. They feel like no matter how much, they do or save, it's like they're in the same spot. You also have a hater or enemy here that could have ganged up with a group of people here. I hear like ganging up with a group of people. All I got to tell you is that that same person that they ganged up on kind of was responsible for ruining a relationship in their life, whether it was a romantic relationship or like a partnership. But a relationship here was ruined due to the gathering of some sort of like people. Maybe it was against you, but it really didn't work in their favor. Let's see. I'm getting a lot of air signs here, a lot of masculine energy as well. Your haters and enemies are crashing out because if they are women, they're in their masculine era right now, and they're like very stressed out and anxious. Your hater or enemy could have been somebody from the church. This person is crashing out because some sort of family business that they had, like some personal family issues are like coming out to the light. And they don't like that because it might affect their reputation in the church. Let's see here. How is my pals, enemies, and haters crashing out? I heard classmates. You could have had a lot of classmates that were your haters or enemies, or even spiritual people. Maybe you were like in a coven or like a cult or like a group of different people that basically like ruined you, or like I heard like they put like black magic on you or something like that. They're crashing out because their black magic is reversing back to them with the Seven of Wands with the Magician. Somebody was really placing some vengeful magic on you, and it kind of went back to them. One of your haters or enemies are crashing out because something that you told them came true. Something that you said, maybe you warned them about something, about their life or something. I'm getting the feeling like of like those people that you try to give them advice and they take it as if like you're like their enemy, but the whole time you like wish them really well and like you're just trying to give them like valid advice. You have a hater enemy crashing out over here because somebody around them keeps lying to them. Somebody around them keeps tricking them and lying to them. It could be a relationship, or the people around them keep lying to them. You also have like a hater enemy from the past, like a classmate or somebody you went to school with or college or something. This person is crashing out because they probably don't have inspiration to finish school, and maybe you had already done that. You have a hater crashing out right now because they think somebody put magic on them. And be careful because they might think it was you. I feel like you do have a lot of haters and enemies from the past, but it gives like some of them could have probably forgotten about you or like forgotten what they did to you. So it's kind of like all of the things that are happening in their lives right now, they kind of don't have any clue that it's maybe because of what they've done to you. But most of your haters, they are all crashing out at this current moment. Pile number one, you are a good person. I feel like you've always had good intentions with people, but I don't feel like people has had it with you. I feel like people could have viewed you as very naive, as very like maybe not clever. You have a hater crashing out over here because one of their father figures will not keep supporting like their habits or supporting their lifestyle. You have like a lot of haters from the past, so it's like the energy is like really being scattered here. Pile number one. Some of your haters are crashing out because you're now happier than them, than they are. I feel like you also have haters that are crashing out because they're seeing your social media. They're maybe seeing you take trips, build businesses, have new friends, going on dinner dates. And it's just making them crash out because they're thinking about their current life and how maybe is not as fun as yours, or like, as poppin' as yours. Yeah, you have haters crashing out because their life plans didn't work out. A lot of their plans that they had didn't work out. Maybe you had like haters of like, I'm gonna be a doctor. I'm gonna be the best lawyer, an attorney. Um, and like through life changing and stuff, it's like their cockiness got the best of them. Like this untouchable um, type of energy they've had. And it's like they put so much energy towards hurting others that they forgot to put it towards their goals. And time flew, and now here we are, right? So that's all that I'm getting here for pile number 1. I definitely feel like you should pick another pile because this one was a little bit, scattered. Okay? So that's all for today. Thank you so much for clicking on this reading. Bye, guys. So for my viewers that picked pile number 2, let's find out, how are your haters or enemies crashing out? And why do I feel like laughing? I really feel like laughing right now. I don't know. Maybe you're laughing while watching this video. Somebody here is actually excited to click on this video. I don't know. I feel like pile 2 is my pile as well, even if I haven't really. Let's see. How are my pile's enemies and haters crashing out? Ooh, family problems. Family problems, I heard. Your haters are crashing out because a lot of their family members are like judging them and humiliating them in their face. You could have been a group that been through a lot of bullying in the workplace, a lot of bullying in school, a lot of bullying with friends, a lot of bullying. I feel like your haters are crashing out because they're kind of meeting the same bullies in their life, but it's actually closer people. Okay? Your haters are crashing out because they see you in this 9 of Pentacles energy. I feel like pile 2, but you could have been attracted to someone. Pile 2, you came from the gutters. Okay, some people here in this pile, some didn't come from the best luxuries. You could have definitely watched your friends have more than you growing up. You could have definitely seen people have more opportunities than you growing up. And I feel like the way that these haters are crashing out is that you're the one that has the opportunities now. You're the one that is living really good, maybe even in luxury, or maybe you just get everything that you desire, okay? And 9 of Pentacles as well. It doesn't always have to be about luxuries. It could also be about success. So your haters could be crashing out because you are more successful than them, or you have a better job or a more interesting career. Your haters are crashing out because they're thinking about the ways that they weren't a good person. They're thinking about the ways that they haven't been reciprocal to the people that were actually there for them. And, they're not who they say they are. And they're starting to realize that. And they're starting to realize how much of their past is affecting their current life. Okay, so you have haters that are crashing out because they're realizing that they've never really been a good person. So if you really felt like people were moving along their lives, not thinking about the things that they've done or said or did to you, you got that wrong. I feel like it's really bad to be on this end of the stick just because you now have to reevaluate your guilt and how messed up you actually were. Okay, so pile number 2, I'm getting a lot of like earth sign energy here: Virgo, Leo, earth, fire signs here, Aries as well. You have a hater that's crashing out that used to be your old best friend, and this hater, they're crashing out because you've moved forward without them. Maybe you had like a friend or like somebody in your life that felt like you were never gonna really cut them off, or even like a relative. They felt like they were forever gonna be that hidden hater or that hidden enemy or that hidden animosity They're gonna always have like, yeah, that hidden animosity towards you. But it's like instead this person, you haven't come back, and instead this person is stuck with the memories of how much you actually gave to them and how much you would have probably been giving to them now if they were still in your life. So you got haters and enemies crashing out, relatives, even so yeah, that could be another thing. Your hidden enemies or haters could have also been like relatives that no longer speak to you for maybe absolutely no reason, right? And I feel like right now they're crashing out because it's almost like you want nothing to do with them. And it's like they're probably thinking about ways that they could come towards you, but they know in their head that you're definitely not going to be the same person with them. You could be an air sign watching this. You could be a Gemini like myself, or you could be also, I got earth sign here as well. So you could be a Capricorn here watching. Moon, air sign. I mean, moon, air. No, moon, sun, or rising. Yeah, I feel like a lot of these haters are crashing out because they're very regretful. There's like a lot of regret, a lot of guilt, a lot of like Eight of Swords energy here. Like, like, watch, like just reevaluating, like just picturing in their minds everything that they've done and kind of like analyzing how you were with them. Like if you were unfair, if you were cruel, if you were mean, and they can't find it. They can't find it, pile number two. They can't find a moment in life where you kind of didn't give to them. It's like they're stuck with the good memories of you and the bad ones of what they did to you. It's really sad. I'm not gonna lie. You should send these people like a hug or like a warming, loving energy because they really need it, pile number two. And the truth is, you are such like a forgiving and lovable person that if these people would even come towards you, you would still like forgive them. I mean, I don't know about forgetting, but you will definitely like forgive and let go of the past. You're not someone that's gonna hold someone's past to their head, to their gut. You know what I mean? Because you also understand that as humans, we're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna hurt people by accident because we're not feeling adequate inside, right? So your haters are crashing out because there's a lot of regret here. And they're also thinking about how good you were. Now let's see. How are my pile number two's haters and enemies crashing out? How are my pile number two's haters and enemies crashing out? Yeah, they're crashing out because they're not an option in your life anymore. It's like a lot of these haters or enemies, they kind of look at, do I have a chance to come in? Do I have a chance? And for some of you guys, maybe you were the type that would beg for them. Not even like, I'm not going to sit here and say beg, but you could have been someone that would reach out. Even if someone would hurt you or leave you, you would still try to reach out and look for them. And it's like this time you really haven't. You really haven't. It's like this time you kind of chose yourself. This time you chose yourself and you chose to live a better life for you. And this is why your haters could be crashing out because they're waiting on the clock and you still haven't come back. You still haven't apologized. Yeah, because maybe some of these haters or enemies, they're so delusional that they think you're the one that's supposed to say sorry or come towards them with a little paragraph. These haters are crashing out because they could have realized that they were breadcrumbing you. They could have realized they were breadcrumbing you while giving to others that wouldn't give to them. Oh my God, that blackberry was so sour. Let's see here. How are my pals, enemies, and haters crashing out? Yeah, people that they did things for are walking out of their life. I'm telling you, there's a lot of guilt coming from these piles. There's a lot of like regret. feel like people chose their sides. People made their beds in this group. People didn't take in consideration your feelings or your emotions. Could have treated you like trash in a barrel. Some of these enemies or haters are like crashing out to the point that they're doing things that they don't want to do for money to like impress others. A lot of these haters and or enemies, they're like in a really, really negative, dark energy right now. Pile number 2. Some of these haters or enemies, they're having children, and people are treating their children like they treated you. And it's messing with their head. That's for some, not all. Some of your haters are crashing out because people are walking away from them. Maybe people that you warned them about, or people that they chose over you, or they thought were cooler than you. It's like people are walking away from them the same way that they probably walked away from you or never came back, or maybe even the way that they've treated you. People have treated them like that, but even worse. So they could have called you like names. Like maybe that you were, saying just a bunch of things. Like maybe you were fake or ungrateful or like weird or like not loyal, flip-floppy, whatever. It's like all the things that they called you to be, they started to attract people like that instead. Okay? And it's like now they're stuck with the memories of you actually being better than the people that they already have in their lives. Somebody here had a business partner that took advantage of some certain situation. Maybe they took advantage of the fact that you knew them or that you trusted them, and maybe they stole some money, or maybe they took advantage of the fact that you guys were making some sort of money. Moral of the story is this person could have flopped on you because of money. Now they're going through situations where people are using them for money. So yeah, pile number 2. Yeah, there's a lot of guilt and regret coming from this pile. Like, oh my God, judgment at the end of the deck. Like, a lot of judgment coming from their part. So that's really making them crash out. Like, I hear people like crying themselves to sleep, feeling overwhelmed, feeling stressed out. Maybe even having problems with their genitals. I don't know why I heard that. Maybe, one of your haters or enemies was like an ex, baby father, baby mother. And maybe they did a lot of nasty stuff behind the scenes. The way that they're crashing out is that they're like probably getting diseases right now and struggling with them. Oh, sad. And I also feel like they're crashing out because I don't know, some of these people like they really think that you not being in their life is like something permanent. They don't understand that they could just like come up to you or like text you and say sorry. But it's like their ego is so big that they will want to expect you to like invite them over, like just have them back in your life the way that they were in the beginning. But we all know that's not going to happen. And I feel like they know that's not going to happen. I say, pile number 2, I always say this. If you hurt somebody in a very significant manner and you know you're wrong, I feel like you should always apologize. And not for just for the person to, have you back in their life, but for your peace of mind. So that you can end a karmic cycle. So that you can end, a very hurtful moment in your life where you probably feel guilty. I feel like guilt is the like most low vibrational feeling ever. It's like you're eating a plate full of worms. Like it's just no use of it. When people say the past is in the past for a reason, the same thing. The way you would forgive someone for hurting you is the same way you should forgive yourself for hurting others. because you didn't know any better, just how anybody else didn't know any better. And the more you forgive others, the more it's easy for you to forgive yourself. Okay? So that's all that I'm getting here. Thank you so much for clicking on this reading. Bye, guys. So for the viewers that picked pile number 3, let's find out, how are your haters, enemies, crashing out? Oh my God, I heard there's an enemy that's crashing out because they're very insecure about their body at this current moment. There's a hater or enemy crashing out because of their insecurities. Oh, one of your haters or enemies are crashing out because they might be going into the judicial system. And it could be a hidden secret they're not trying to tell anyone. You have a hater or enemy that's crashing out because somebody left them. Whether it was a partner that had to go to jail, a friend that had to go to jail, or somebody had to leave them. You have a hater enemy that's crashing out right now due to drugs. Due to drugs, alcohol, gambling, or like some sort of like addiction. The Two of Swords and the Star. Yeah, you have a hater that's crashing out because of their insecurities again. They don't see how like beautiful or valuable they are. The Magician is coming up here. I feel really, really bad. Pile number 3, because you can be very divinely protected. It could be like, I don't know if you do offerings for some sort of deities or like spirits or something like that, but when people mess with you, it can be very bad for them. Very, very bad for them. And the way you will know is that you won't hear about the person ever again. In a weird, sadistic manner. See, I wouldn't mess with you, pile number 3. I just wouldn't. You have a hater or enemy that's crashing out because somebody toxic left them. Maybe it's like someone toxic left them for like dead, I heard. This person could have been in a toxic situationship or like friendship or even like relationship with someone. And they kept like dealing with things that they didn't have to just for them to be with this person, just so that this person could leave them at the end. A lot of these haters are crashing out because they're realizing that they're paying their karma for the things they've done to you. Somebody here sexually assaulted you. And their karma is that they're going to be sexually assaulted in jail. Because this person is an abuser. And I feel like they got caught abusing someone else. Let's see here. How is my pile number 3's enemies and haters crashing out? They're crashing out because your life turned out to be better than theirs. There was somebody in this group out here that was maybe out to get you in a way that they wanted to copy your whole life. They wanted to like switch souls. Like they wanted to do everything that you were doing. They wanted to be everything you were being. But it would just constantly not work in their favors. 5 of Pentacles. It just never really worked for them. Because they weren't living a life that they wanted to live. They were living a life because they wanted to go head on head with you. And the thing about life is that if you're not doing anything with some sort of passion, it's like it won't really work out. Like you have to do things because you're passionate and you really, really want to do them. Not because you want to be like someone else, if you get what I mean. Like that passion has to come in your heart. Like you can't just want to be a doctor because your dad is a doctor. Like you have to really want to be a doctor, right? Let's see. How was my pile number 3's haters or enemies crashing out? Somebody here might be crashing out because they actually crashed or got into a crash. And they could be experiencing some sort of PTSD. There's somebody here that might be pregnant but don't know who the father is, or they might be lying about who is the father, and they're crashing out in this current moment because they're soon about to give birth, and they just know that the baby is not who they claim it is to be. Someone here is crashing out because their mother won't talk to them. Somebody did something and now one of their parents do not want to talk to them or have cut them off completely, maybe from an inheritance or maybe even from some sort of family meeting or gathering or home. And they're crashing out in this current moment because they feel like they don't have anyone special in their life. Someone is you got a hater enemy that's crashing out because they tried to speak about maybe your unborn child or something about a child here. They try to speak on your life in a very negative manner and it didn't work in their favor. It's like people like ended up thinking very negatively about them for the way they spoke about you. And now they're crashing out because they feel like no one really understands them or is on their side of things. Let's see here. How is my pile three's haters or enemies crashing out? Oh, they're crashing out because you could have walked away from a situation or some sort of thing that happened, and now they're dealing with the consequences of it. They have to sit around and see the same people gather against them or not respect them in a way. So they're crashing out because the same people they could have chose over you are now disrespecting them or now coming against them or now judge them very harshly. Yeah, it's like they're not anybody's option right now, and that's really making your haters crash out in this current moment. Your haters, one of your haters or enemies felt like they were like way more important than they actually were in like a group setting or like around certain people. And the way that they're crashing out right now is that they're realizing that they're actually not that important. That you made them important, but that they're not actually important to these other people. You also got a hater or enemy here crashing out because a group of people keep talking about their relationship with someone else or like their relationship with a partner. Oh my God. This hater enemy, you got a hater enemy that is crashing out in this current moment because they have a lot of haters or enemies gathering against them. So they have a lot of people gathering against them or pointing fingers at them. It's like maybe there was a moment where you were like the how can I say that? You were like the pillow that everybody would punch. You guys get that metaphor though. Like just like the rag doll, the mat, and they could have felt like maybe that was always gonna be your place until it became them. So a lot of for this group, I'm not gonna lie, your haters and enemies are really getting it. Pal 3. They're really getting it, and I feel really, really bad for them. I'm not gonna lie because they're really experiencing some really harsh things. But they kind of feel like they would never experience these type of things. They would never like go through these things. But it's like, I mean, you reap what you sow, right? There's a hater enemy crashing out here because someone in power is taking control over them. It's controlling them. So someone in their life that is like in control or in power is like abusing their control or power over them and like controlling them to the max. Maybe these people went hard for people that, with the Hermit next to the Strength, that are not going hard for them right now in this current moment. These people are finding themselves dealing with their problems all alone. Maybe problems that they didn't start alone. Okay? Um, but yeah, Pal 3, these haters or enemies, they're really, really getting the end of the stick in this current moment. But something makes me feel like they probably never felt like it was going to be their turn. Okay? But that's Pal 3 for you. Okay? That's all for today. Thank you so much for clicking on this reading. Bye, guys.